Now, to close out the show, the Warriors have lost 5 straight games. And I want to start this with a question. And I'll let you kind of kick this one off, Brett. But what have you kind of alluded to as the main cause behind a lot of their losing? Like what have you noticed with the Warriors?
Yeah, I think it just seems like they've been having an issue with closing games out. It seems like they don't have the clutch gene, at least in the regular season, that we've known them for having in years past. For context, they've been dead last in league in clutch shooting with a horrendous 14.3% from the field, and then their plus minus in clutch situations compared to the rest of the NBA is 28th in the league. So um, they're getting, like, when it matters most, they're getting outscored, and they don't have the same impact that they wish that they could have for the rest of the game. They're in those moments, and it seems like maybe that's like a mental barrier that they have to overcome, because I think that they're capable of playing well, and they have played well, but sadly, when the pressure is on, it just seems like they haven't been able to really kind of understand, because I feel like they so what it is, I feel like Steve Kerr has had the luxury of having, you know, Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson and Curry kind of leading the charge and kind of being like already just like a built-in go-to guy in the clutch. You know what I'm saying? Curry's getting a little up there. Like, yeah, he's so capable of taking over the game when he needs to, but he also needs help. And I think with the younger guys coming on, it's more important to them that they understand um, what their role is in those moments and how they can basically help the team win. And I think that they don't really have that clear vision yet right now, and that's kind of what I've been seeing, in my opinion.
Yeah, and he's not kidding about the close losses. Just some stats to throw out there. They just lost to the Nuggets by 4. Days before that, they lost to the Suns by 8. They lost to the Thunder by 4. So it's a pattern. Like they get their the game is close for the majority, and then like you said, they can't close games. And I completely agree with the sentiment that Curry can't do it all. And this season, they were winning earlier because Buddy Hield was basically serving as like a Klay Thompson role,
Yeah, he's
at the
playing out of
beginning
his
of the year.
mind.
Yeah, he was averaging like 20, shooting like 50% from 3, which was very, very, very high level play, which was not, if knowing Buddy Hield and his track record, it wasn't really expected that he was going to maintain that volume and just that overall volume. That's just never been him in his career. He's usually around a, 12 to 14, 15 point per game guy, and he's reverted back to the mean as of late. But in this losing streak, his stats have been down across the board. Like he's been worse in points, field goal percentage, his 3-point percentage, and it's still been high, but it's been down for him. And I also want to cut them a little bit of slack, especially like in the Nuggets game. Like you're missing Draymond, it's like your second best player, so obviously you're gonna feel the effects of that. Guys have been a little banged. Like I think Curry's been a little banged up. The one thing I've been kind of disappointed with in the Warriors this season is how they've utilized Jonathan Kuminga. I thought he showed, flashes of, I won't say, he was going to be a star or anything, but he showed that he could be a higher level player. And especially with this, like, I've commended them this season for running this big rotation, this, 12-man rotation and utilizing all their guys. But I also think it's kind of hurt his development because, he's not playing as much. He doesn't have as much, his usage rate isn't as high. So he doesn't get those reps or the necessary reps and, experience that guys around the league, counterparts kind of receive. So they've been winning, but it's kind of been at the cost of like his growth and development. And it kind of makes me think like I don't really understand how the Warriors, this is going off on like a tangent a little bit, but I don't really understand how the Warriors value him. Because they didn't, I don't think they gave him, I could be wrong about this, but I don't think they gave him that big extension yet. And then, but they're not willing to trade him. Like whenever he comes up in trade talks, they're like, no, not at all. But then he got benched. Like they're wishy washy with him, and I don't think it's fair to his growth and development moving forward with the team. So I just like to see them figure it out, like a clear direction for him. I I don't see them moving him, because he's a young asset. But I think it would be better for his growth long term if he went to like a worse team where he could, like, imagine him on the Nets where he could just chuck up shots and develop as a player. But
Come to the Pistons.
yeah, I mean, we can use them. We can use, but yeah, I think the Warriors will pick it up
Yeah.
as the season progresses. Like I don't see them, like it's just crazy to me how much the West fluctuates because like a week ago the Warriors were first in the West. What now they're like
Yeah,
ninth.
isn't it crazy that like the Rockets are like second? Like they've been playing pretty good ball too.
Yeah, like all around the league. I wasn't expecting them to be this good. I didn't think they'd be able to like could shoot. They've I've had a
Yeah,
couple
Fred
predictions on
VanVleet
them.
literally just dropped like 38, bro. I was like, what? Like
I
I
got
that
him
was
on my
crazy.
fantasy. Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
same with Kaminga. That's why I'm so I watch certain particular players. I watch their teams a little bit more because I have some rooting interest behind it. But
Nice.
yeah, that's really all we have for today. I don't know. Did you have anything else you wanted to add on the Warriors front, or are you kind of all wrapped?